Cadenet was a Provençal troubadour who lived and wrote at the court of Raymond VI of Toulouse and eventually made a reputation in Spain. Of his 25 surviving songs, 21 are cansos, with 1 alba, 1 partimen, 1 pastorela, and 1 religious piece represented. 2 of his melodies survive. Life. During Cadenet's childhood, Raymond VI of Toulouse and Bertrand of Fourcalquier went to war over the Vaucluse. Cadenet's father was killed in battle fighting for the Count of Fourcalquier and the castle of Cadenet was destroyed. Cadenet was taken captive or as a hostage to the court of Toulouse, where he became known after his birthplace, a term which also means juniper grove. He rose to prominence in the court under the patronage of several prominent families with close connections to the Cathar movement, according to his late 13th century Vida. Alvenc bossi bells et cortes e sau ben cantar e parla et après a trobar coblas e servants. He became a devoted attendant of the Count and Countess of Toulouse. His cansos celebrate love but also criticize the feudal lords for the less admirable behavior. He was only full of praise for laws and jeers the spies and eavesdroppers who forced lovers into ever more secrecy. He wrote one servant's criticizing Raymond Roger Trencavel for his poor manners on a visit to the court of the Count of Toulouse in 1204. This servants is a useful source for the relationship between Toulouse and the Trencavel on the eve of the Albigensian Crusade, as it was written for a contemporary audience and dealt with personal issues. Cadenet also wrote a famous early alba, Sanc Fubila ni Prezada, whose music and lyrics are still preserved. The music is of the style of an ode continuum. In some of his writings, modern researchers have thought to detect the influence of Cathar doctrine. His famous Lo ben y lo mal divulges a deep sense of guilt towards God and a desire to swap evil and good. Ben vulgris esserpegs tot lo mal qui fet disfar el que non I fet far I. Com men fora ben presi lbes fos mals e mals fos bes. Tant me send vast du mespris quo me cagade separa. I would like, if it could be, to destroy all the evil which I have made, and do all the good which I have not done. Because it would be pleasing to me if the good were evil and the evil good. So guilty I feel towards God that I believe I might despair. Elsewhere the learned Cadenet borrowed a classical metaphor, that of the boat of love ploughing through the rough weather, from Ovid, and wrote plus que la neusques en la mar prianda, non had poda de farce undreg voyage. Cadenet elsewhere employs simile and metaphor to compare a beautiful but difficult woman to a pretty flower without seed. Car es delida le flores on meals es Florida, quela chefraring benign and seque mostran desmen. After the Crusade and the Inquisition, Cadenet took refuge in Spain, where he had an influence on the court of Alfonso X of Castile. Alfonso's Cantiga Virgin Madre Gloriosa adapts metric elements from Cadenet's alba. Late in life, after an unhappy falling in love with a novice nun, sources differ as to whether he entered either the Order of the Temple or the Order of the Hospital. He appears to have been serving with the order in Palestine when he died around 1230, though other sources place him in the hospitaller establishment at Orange in 1239. The first modern critical edition of Cadenet's work was published by Karl Appel in German as Der Troubadour Cadenet in 1920.